when I weighed yesterday, I had lost another 2.5 pounds.
Amen and amen. Wow. How does that make you feel?
Wonderful,
I
wonderful.
know. Oh, wow. Praise the Lord.
That's
That's an
God
awesome
good.
testimony. And
Yeah,
so you did just juicing, nothing else, just juice?
just juice. My question though was that I did probably about 4 cups. You know, I used it in the morning. I used apple juice.
Mm-hmm.
So I heated it in the morning because I like to have tea. And then for the last meal, I just had it cold.
Okay. So you did apple juice for your fast?
That's all. Nothing.
Okay. Nothing else. And no
Uh,
headaches, no. Mhm.
no headaches, nothing. Could I have put like chia seed in the apple juice, or that would not be? No.
No, preferably not. Preferably.
Oh,
Usually the days before you fast, we would say beef up on your fiber, but the day of, we try not to do too much of the
okay. Okay.
added. Yeah. That's good though. That's excellent. I'm very happy and I'm very proud of you. That's awesome, sister. Carlene, Miss Muriel is 77. I'm just getting my sister-in-law know that you're 77. You're doing it. You're helping others to know that there are no excuses. Okay. So many of the younger people, they call, I want to get on the bandwagon. I've lost my way or whatever. So we just want to encourage them to continue. We have another new person with us this morning. Ivy, what's your last name? I see walks on here. Miss Ivy
Walks, walks Goodrich.
Walks Goodridge. Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am fine, thank you.
Awesome, awesome, beautiful, beautiful. I'll meet with you when these guys are gone, okay? If you have time, if I don't know what your time is like this morning, but we can meet for a few moments after we have finished with our bread. Monday mornings are usually cooking sessions. So we do a live cooking session here on Monday mornings with our lifestyle program, weight loss and wellness program. And last week we got into discussion of bread making. So we're going to do a quick demo of bread. But guess what? I don't see Krish. Hmm. It's okay. Let me send her a note. She's the one that wants to learn to make the bread, and she's not here this morning. So let's send her a message. Make sure she's okay this morning. But thank you. I'm so happy to have you with us, Miss Ivy. My Ivy, you wanna introduce yourself to the group before we move on?
Okay. Well, my name is Ivy Walks Goodrich. It's kind of complicated. Um, and I'm glad to be a part of the group. I'm hoping that I can lose a lot of weight.
A lot
I've
of
tried I'm tried a number of diets, and it's like you start and you don't follow through. So I'm hoping that I can be consistent with this one
mm-hmm.
and be able to shed the unwanted weight. I am retired. I am 57 years old, and I'm retired
How
now. So
how old? Six or five?
5'7", five
I that's
seven.
what I thought you just. That's what I thought you just said. You said you retired.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sweet girl, please give me the secret. Hello.
ma'am.
Wow. Praise the Lord. Now you're not retired to do nothing.
No, no, not to do
Okay.
anything. So it's
She's
nice to be a
retired.
part of the group. So I'm
Thank
looking
you. We're so
forward
happy.
to your support. Thank you.
Yeah, we are happy to have you, Miss 57-year young retired lady. Oh, oh, that's awesome. Um, Sorry. Miss Chris said she didn't think we were having class today because it's a holiday. Are you going to eat today? Are we eating today? Yes, we're eating today. There's no holiday. There's never a holiday when it comes to exercise. Matter of fact, I dare to say that on a holiday, I do more. On a holiday, Thelma and I would normally walk much longer, so we would walk, wow, forever. Forever. And that's the truth. Forever we would walk, forever. So Well, for those of us who are joining us by way of our live, I know that nobody may be watching at this moment because it's early. Um, this is something better, the melt, lifestyle 360, whatever you want to call it. No holiday. Thank you, DeAndre. Let them know there's no holiday when it comes to exercise. There's no holiday. Yeah, so we're just happy to have you joining us. And we're happy to be able to share with you guys how to make wholesome breads for our family. Now, we will get into the gluten-free bread. Hey, Michelle's going to help us a bit more. I did make gluten-free breads. I haven't done it in a very, very long time. I mean, like super long. But, you know, I hope that we can get into the, I hope that we can get into the gluten-free bread eventually. I'll start practicing some more. I used to make it when I lived in New York. I used to make it quite often. It was very tasty. I just haven't done it in a very long time. This one I haven't made in a long time either. So I'm just hoping that I can remember how. You don't forget. It's like riding a bicycle. But we will definitely, I don't know, so I think someone's making it with me. I know Chris is supposed to be making it with me, and also Jackie, right? Jackie, you're making it with me. I don't know if Jackie's gonna. Good morning, everyone. Blessings. I'm so happy Jackie reminded me about this morning.
Yes. Hi, Joanne. Marley, when I saw a thing on text. I said, well, she must be doing nothing this morning. Because I was off.
No, we don't take holidays on any day except Sabbath.
Stuff, right? I said, oh,
All right. Okay. So while you gather your material, I'm going to just tell everybody a bit about what we're doing this morning. It should take us all of 15 minutes to get this bread ready, basically. It takes one rise. This is a spelt bread recipe. And Chris was kind enough to get me this here spelt flour. It's a whole grain spelt flour. And because I was traveling. So when I open up my yeast, this is instant yeast. When I open it up, I usually grab a jar because this bag is very difficult to deal with. Everybody can agree. So I grab a jar, a nice clean one. This is just I'm recycled clean, and I just pour it into my jar. And I usually keep it in a cool place. Oh boy, I don't even know if all gonna fit, but we can try. You see how much we got? Now let me explain something to you guys. When I went to the store yesterday, this is $4 and some cents for this bag. This bag can make me, I don't know how many loaves of bread. Yet they have the small packages, 3 for 4 something, and you get 3 loaves. This here, the date on this, let me just put the rest of it in, and then I can show you the date on this. I'm just teaching you a little bit about bread making this morning and how to save. As we go into tougher times, we want to be able to save, right? So this here, instant yeast, I'll just drop a little remnants here. This here is going to last me until 2023, February. You see how long? So you can purchase this, put it in a jar, and then put it in the refrigerator. I usually keep it in a cool place in the refrigerator, wherever, so that's what I do. All right. Miss Paula, how are you? We were looking for you. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. Traveling is very hard. I came back so exhausted. I can't even explain it. But I'm grateful to be back. All right. So this recipe is simple. I sent it to you on your chat.
Yes.
And I will just read it for those of us who may just be joining us this morning. I'll read the recipe out. And it's not the same for whole wheat, bread. This recipe I've been tweaking it for a long time. I think it can take a little more water, but we'll tweak it as we go. But this recipe takes one rise time. It's spelt. We're using our bread mills, not necessarily his brand, but I think that's probably one of the only brands you can find here on my island where I live in Nassau. And so it's 1 cup of warm water, half a cup of coconut milk, a 1/3 cup of oil. Suppose you wanted to make an oil-free recipe, then you double up on your coconut milk. Is that what you do, Michelle? I double up on my coconut milk. Yeah. So that's what we, go ahead, Michelle.
No, I didn't say anything. Someone else.
Yeah.
Someone else.
Sorry. Go ahead. Someone was saying something. Sorry. Jackie, are you making it with me?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So you have your recipe on your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put our water in our bowl. You can kill your yeast. How do you kill your yeast? Anybody knows?
You don't put the sugar in it.
Hot. Too hot.
Hot water.
Too hot. If that water is too hot, you will kill your yeast. So I'm going to pop my own into the microwave for just about 30 seconds, maybe. I'll put it on 1 minute because my microwave is really weak. And then I'm going to bring it back to room temp, a warm temperature with my coconut milk. Now, I didn't make my own coconut milk. I'm purchasing coconut milk this morning.
Marlene, how much water we need?
You need 1 cup of warm water. 1 cup. Okay,
Okay.
1 measuring cup. All right.
Good morning. Marlene.
What
Good
type
morning.
of yeast is that?
Sorry.
What type of yeast is that you're using?
This is instant yeast. Instant yeast. See there? Yeah. Anyone will do, but this is the only one you basically find at the stores now in any event. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't find too many other types at the store. All right.
Okay, you said you warm your water?
I did.
Okay.
I'm warming it right now, just slightly, because too hot and it will kill your yeast. Okay,
I put
too hot.
mine for 30 seconds in the microwave.
That's it. I probably have mine there too long right now. Oh my goodness, my water is too hot. So my water is too hot. So I'm going to pour some of my water out. Let me grab. I'm trying to find my larger. Okay, there it is. So you all know Sprout Queen, right? She's sprouting all day. Michelle
Oh, wow.
came home and started sprouting. I love it. I came home and I got right to business. I got a sprout. I love sprouting. I think it's such an art.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1 cup. I'll save the rest for later. Okay, beautiful. So put your finger in your water. It should be warm like a baby's bottle because if it's too warm, you will kill your yeast. Okay, so I pour that into my measuring cup, into my bowl, sorry. I'm going to let you see me on this one, and then I'm going to push this one down into my bowl. How about it? Yes, there we go. So you can see. All right, so then I'm going to pour, I don't have a clear glass that was large enough for our demo for today. So my big thrift store bowl comes in very handy. 1/2 cup of coconut milk. All right. And usually when we measure, we put it on the counter. Then we go down. We don't hold it in our hand and put it out. Okay, let me teach you something on measuring. That's a whole shorts, Michelle. How to measure. That's a whole shorts. Let's do that. How to measure. Do you hold it in your hand? No, because you don't get a good accurate measurement. All right. I'm gonna put just a little bit of water in there because I want all of my coconut milk. All of my coconut milk. Coconut milk too expensive nowadays. Jesus knows. All right, good. Let's put that on the side. Rest it on the side. Very good. May I tell you something while we're working? Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Put the coconut milk in. Your water is in. Your oil. Get your oil. I'm using coconut oil. No special brand. I'm just using coconut oil. And you need, there again, there goes our shorts. A 1/3 cup. All right. I may pull this out just to do this. A 1/3 cup of coconut oil. How do you do your coconut oil? Let's move that on the side so you can see. Let's put it in the back. My stool is the perfect holder. Beautiful. How do you measure coconut oil or anything? You put it down on the counter, then you pour in your contents and you kneel down or you go down low. Okay, good. And you put that in there. Okay, awesome. Then you get your sugar. Now, you don't have to use sugar. If you don't use sugar, your bread won't brown. Just keep that in mind, all right? You can use dates. You can blend your dates with your liquid. How about it? You can blend your dates with your liquid, or you could use a little honey. But just remember, if you're using honey, then you're gonna need less liquid. Remember, you have to play with that, right? Because that's how it goes. So then we need a 1/3 cup of, a 1/3 cup of sugar. I think that was a little more than a third. I'm sorry. And put away as we go. Grab a spoon. And you want to do half a teaspoon of salt. I put my salt in here to make sure it dissolves. All right. Half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt. If you don't add any salt, guess what? Your bread has no flavor at all. It will taste really bad. You have to have salt. And I've really switched to using the salts from my mom's island, Ragged Island. I no longer use the other salts. What I did when I took it out of the bag, I just simply used a container, just my old date container, I just poured it in there. Let's try not to use the regular salt from the refined salts. Okay. Let's try to use those that are less refined. Then I get my measuring spoons and I want to measure accurately. Let's see if I can find them. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can find our measuring spoons. Then you want to measure your yeast. Okay. Remember I said when you open your yeast, just grab a jar, find something that you can store it in. How much yeast do you need? 2 tablespoons. And you pour that into your bowl. All right. Okay. And you stir. Now, how do you know if your yeast is active or not? Anybody can tell me?
It will bubble up.
It will bubble. It will grow. If it's not growing, it's dead. It's dead. Okay. So I like to usually let it sit for about a minute to see if it's going to grow. But here's one thing I used to do with my classes. I taught bread making for 20 some years. And you know what I'd make them do? I'd make them stir for 100. 1, 2, 3. And they said, Marlene, do we need to stir anymore? I'm like, yes, it's good exercise. So just stir to activate. Sugar activates the yeast, okay? You need just a little sweetener. You don't need a whole lot. You don't need a whole lot to activate your yeast.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. Remember, make sure it's the right one, not the smaller one, the biggest one that you have. Tablespoons. And just put that in there. And that's it. All right. So I was saying, yes, go ahead.
Is there a reason why you putting all your ingredients in before the flour?
Most
I've never
definitely.
done it this way.
No? Who's that?
This is
Paula?
I normally put the flour in first and then the other stuff. Is
No,
there a
ma'am.
reason why?
You're proofing your yeast. What if
You're
your
proof-
yeast was bad? What if your yeast
Thank
was
you.
bad? You would pour the whole batch of bread.
Thank you, Michelle.
No, I mean, I've never done this spelt bread. I talk about regular.
Any bread. Any bread.
Because
Any bread.
if the yeast is a bad batch where it's not gonna rise, then it's gonna be sour, and then you're gonna spoil your whole batch of bread.
Exactly.
And your bread won't rise. So you want to proof your yeast first.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm only asking, you know.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah, I'm only
Good
asking
morning.
because I want to try it, and I've never.
Yeah, we're proofing our yeast. We're making sure that the yeast is still good. You know, sometimes you purchase your yeast from the store and it's not good. Because the
absolutely.
heat can kill it. Heat can kill it.
Yes.
A lot of things
Yeah.
can kill your yeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Understood.
question. Good morning.
Go ahead.
You talked
Go ahead.
about the batch going sour. Is that how they make sourdough?
No. Sourdough is
No.
fermented.
It's fermented. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Sourdough is fermented. Yes, ma'am. It's different. All right. All right. Any other questions?
Could you do your yeast on the side, putting it just putting the yeast in the warm water with a little sugar and let it rise on the side?
Yes, you can. Yes. Yes, you can. Most definitely. But I found this here to be the easiest way to go. I know the yeast is pretty good. It's probably take a minute or so before I do. Otherwise, I'm going to just grab my flour. So I have my spelt flour. We're using this one, like I said before. This one says it has about 4 cups in there. The recipe that we're doing today, some of us are halving the recipe, which is fine. This recipe calls for 5 to 6 cups of flour. And this will give you about 2 small loaves. two loaves. Spelt flour is kind of expensive. It's an ancient grain. Um,
Yeah.
it's an ancient grain, so it's supposed to be a little healthier for us. It's supposed to be a little healthier for us. Um, it still has wheat. Let me make that clear. It still has wheat. Um, so if you have an intolerance to wheat, you still have wheat in there. It's just that because it's an ancient wheat, an ancient grain, it's supposed to be more tolerable. It's supposed to be more tolerable by persons who are having having an intolerance to the wheat. All right. So yeah. So if we want to, we could wait, but we don't have to. I know that it's good. I just assume it's good. Um, Based on the date. Sometimes it just, depending on how they brought it over, how they stored it, it's growing a little. It's growing a little. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. All right, good. So then, assuming we could wait though. Okay, I was saying, how do you store your bread? So when your bread is all finished, now this is only one rise. This here is a one rise bread. So once we get the flour in here and we knead it, and we knead for 10 minutes, we're kneading for 10 minutes, 15 to 10 minutes. Then 10 to 15 minutes, sorry. Then I shape it, I set it aside, I put it in a warm area. I'm going to teach you how to do this. In a dark, warm area. So I cover it with napkins and what have you to make sure that it grows, all right? And I was saying, how do I store it? I store it in plastic bags. How do you make sure that your bread stays fresh? You store in a plastic bag, okay? Many times people purchase bread and they say, well, the bread went hard, it didn't stay fresh. And I thought it was gonna stay fresh and they're so upset. If you want your bread to stay fresh, guess what? You have no choice but to make sure keep it in a plastic bag, all right? Is it growing? Taking a while, but it will grow. All right, let's go. So that's one. It's an easy bread. This is very, very easy.
How many cups of spell?
To the amount that are you using the exact amount that I said, the water?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then you just pouring one at a time. But it's about 5 to 6 cups, okay? But don't just pour 5 or 6 cups in there. You want to just take one at a time, you stir, okay? Take one, you stir. That's how we do this. Put the next one in, you stir. So that's, we got flour everywhere. So we got 2 now in there, right? And we stir.
So Marlene, with this kind of bread, there's no kneading, just stir it.
Oh yes, we are kneading. We just stirring it in first. Oh yeah, we're gonna knead. You have to knead to activate the yeast. You're kneading to soften the wheat too. Yes, ma'am. So I'm just putting a little at a time. That's the way I do it. So that's 3. And then we'll just put that added 4 in there. All right. So like I said, spelt bread is still, he's getting stiffer. That's 3 in there so far. And this last one here will make it 4 from this bag in here. Smells good in here already. Imagine yeast got a smell. Bread making is an art. Now, may I say something else about bread? Michelle, you gonna tell them that they can't have it today? All right. This is funny. Michelle, you're gonna tell them the great news? Here's the good news. You have bread for the rest of the week. Here's the bad news. You shouldn't eat it today. Why? Because the yeast is active. All right, so that's 4. You see how 4 got that? That's not even a complete 4. Hold on. All right. Awesome. And the bag is resealable. Keep it for something else. Don't throw it away. I don't throw my bags away too quickly. So that's 4 bags. 4 cups, sorry. 4 cups of flour. So I know that many of us, as the aroma of this bread just hits the home this morning, you're gonna be so tempted to eat the bread right away, right? Because it smells delicious, it tastes better, you think. But the truth is, day-old bread is the best bread. You should actually wait how long? 2 to 3 days, isn't it? You should. You should wait at least 2. Okay. So now I have 4 in there. I don't even know if it'll take 5. So let's see. All right. It's still sticky, of course. It's still sticky. Hold on. That's 4.5. That's 4 and a little. So let's put it in a little at a time because you don't want to overflour. If you overflour, you know what happens? Your bread is tough, right? I'm gonna now start getting my hands in there. I'm gonna clean my spoon off, and it's time to get my hands dirty. All right, so just sprinkle a little at a time at this point. Oh, it's still soft, still soft, still soft. All right. And just kind of, yeah, it's still soft. So it can take all of that flour, I hope. It's still soft. I don't think I want to even go to, it may only take about 5. All right. You don't want to overflour your batter. Don't overflour. All right. And I'll teach you how not to overflour. Guess how you do that? Add a little oil to your hand and to your surface, and it prevents overflowering. All right. Because then you overflour, your bread's going to taste tough. You don't want that. Nobody wants tough bread. All right. So I used to make this one all the time for my family. You know, they love when I experiment. They loved it. They loved it. They loved it. Anybody has made spelt bread before? Okay, so I'm gonna put a little oil on there because the dough itself seems not too damp. You'll know in a minute, and then I'm gonna put it on the surface, and then you want to knead for 10 minutes. All right. Truthfully, I'm gonna just make dinner rolls out of it today. I'll show you guys how to shake dinner rolls. Michelle, do you know how I learned to shake dinner rolls?
No, let me know.
I was watching the news. I was an NBC girl with Matt Lauer. I loved watching the news every morning. And they had a lady on there from Jamaica, and she was teaching them how to make fried dumpling. And that's how I learned to make dinner rolls. And they were so cute. They were so cute. And I was like, oh my God. Because, I would make my dinner rolls. Okay,
Right.
guys, anyone making the bread with me? You watching what I'm doing? So now you want to knead for 10 minutes. Can somebody set a timer for me? I could tell my phone, hey, Google, set timer for 10 minutes.
So Marley, do you use a machine though normally to knead?
No, not for this.
Wow.
Not for this. Set timer for 10 minutes. Sprinkle your counter with a little flour. Okay, so I know at 5 minutes to 7, we must quit. For this bread, I don't, Michelle. For my regular wheat bread, yes. But for this one, no.
Wow.
I just simply do it with my hand because it's such an easy bread. It's really, really easy. Okay, now, obviously, I didn't make this bread when I was making lots of bread to sell. But I did sell bread. That's how I was put to say. That's how I built my little shop, something better, right? I would bake bread, sell it, and that's how I made my money to build my little store. So my fingers today say no more. No more. And I have a machine for that. But I didn't do too much, put a little oil. I didn't do too much, what you call that? I didn't do too much spelt bread in those days. I used to bring it in wholesale. The wholesalers here, I had a really good relationship. I still have a good relationship with them. And they would bring in for me. And I was so grateful. So why are we kneading? Who can tell me? Anybody? The bread? Who's the bread person here? Why are we kneading? If you don't knead, what happens? Anybody? And you want to sprinkle. Sprinkle as you go, just a little at a time, nothing heavy. Why are we kneading? Anybody can tell me?
Activate the yeast.
Hey Phoebe, hey Phoebe, hey Phoebe. Where you been? You're activating the yeast. You're also softening the wheat.
Gluten. Yeah, developing the
Activating,
gluten.
developing that gluten. Very important that you do this. Okay, guys? You got to knead. So I'm just going around. Who thinks they got this? Come on. Who think they just got this? Come on, man. I would like to see those loaves of bread in the chat today. Let me see who's going to be making bread today. Come on, I want to see those breads today. Come on. Go and grab yourself some spelt flour from the supermarket. I didn't check yesterday when I went to see if they had any, unfortunately. Not here locally. But I'm sure they do.
I know Jackie get this.
I know Jackie got it. Jackie don't play. Jackie's got this. Yes.
Marlene,
Yes, ma'am.
my own is kind of soft, so I have to add more flour. My hand is sticking on my hand, so I have to add more flour,
You
right?
already added 6 cups of flour?
No, I put 5.
Oh, right. That's fine. So put it on the count. Yeah, so then that's amazing. That means your water was not quite accurate because, or you may be using white wheat. Are you using white or whole or wheat?
I
You know, there are
use
2 kinds.
the arrowhead.
Yeah, but is yours whole grain or white?
Hold on, let me see. It's whole grain.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But
That's okay.
what I
Just
did
put some more
when
flour,
I
but
think
put it a
my
little at a
water
time.
was too warm, and I add a little bit more, so maybe that's why.
That's it. Yeah, you have to take out water if you're adding water. You got to take out some. You understand?
Too late for that. I already added.
Too late. Too late. Michelle, too late.
Jackie. Add some flour, Jackie.
Jackie,
Yeah,
just
I'm
add a
adding
little.
some
Just
more
add a little
flour.
at a time. Yvette, you will make it. Good stuff. Yvette says she's gonna make it. Now, which Yvette is that? Is that my Yvette from Australia or my Yvette from Provo? I think that's my Australian Yvette.
That surely is me.
I know. I saw you moving this morning. I said, I'd love to see you in class. I know sometimes you can't make it. Okay, so my 10 minutes should be almost up. I got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. And then I'm going to show you how to shape your bread. And you're not like, you're not digging deep into this bread. You just kind of, you understand? Using what you call these? I don't know what you call this part of the hand. I forgot. The palm of your hands, not the fingers. That's a nice dough, though. You see it? That's a nice dough. I made so much bread. Let me tell y'all. Oh my gosh, I made so much bread. I don't know if anybody has made so much bread as I have, except for the baking. I would give bread away to my neighbors. I was just a bread person. I'll tell you a testimony as we are kneading. And then I'll open the platform for persons to ask questions. I was living upstairs in New York and throughout the United States. If you're renting, or even if you purchase, unfortunately, the places that you live in, the upstairs and the downstairs, the floor is not concrete. So my floor was not concrete in between me and my neighbor below. And I was exercising 5:30 in the morning on my treadmill. And I was there running. And all of a sudden I heard this bam, 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 bam. And I said, oh, I got so scared. I ran to my room. I said to Mr. McKinney, he said, oh my goodness, it's the neighbor. And he said, what happened? I said, I'm on my treadmill. He said, you better not go back on that treadmill. The neighbor got so angry because he had just gotten home. I didn't know his schedule. And he had just gotten off from work. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. And let me tell you, this was the start of my bread ministry. This here story was the start of my bread. So I said, sorry, sir, I'm so sorry. Of course, that was later on in the day. I didn't go because, of course, it's still dark outside. So guess what I did? I went to the store. I had a few dollars and a coupon. And I went to Macy's and I bought a bread making machine. It was my second ever breadman bake machine. Those little machines that could make bread. And I would use that machine to mix my dough, but never to bake. I would always double my recipe, right? And I would use it to mix. And that evening, as Mr. McKinney came home, I said, I'm going downstairs to give this gentleman a loaf of bread He said, oh, that's nice. I took the bread, I packaged it, took it downstairs. Nice loaf, flaky. Oh, nice, just light. And I said, hello. I was really scared. I said, hello. I was scared because I mean, here's this gentleman. He's angry at me, right? And then a guy comes to the door and he says, yes, ma'am. I said, I'm your neighbor. And he said, okay. I said, I have something for you. And he opened the door. And when he opened the door, Miss K, I said, where are you from? Someone just said, ask him. He said, I'm from Trinidad. I said, that's how you treat your neighbors in Trinidad? And he said, no. And we burst out laughing. And I said, I baked the bread for you, a loaf of bread. And he said, you did that for me? He said, my uncle, my uncle, he works shifts, man. He said, it's hard on him. And he said, it's hard on him. He said, so don't take it personal. He just was really tired. And I said, I just baked the bread. So every week from there on in, Michelle and everybody, I made a loaf of bread for my neighbors. Every neighbor around me, every neighbor. I would bake loaves of bread. I'd make cinnamon rolls. I would just bake and I would give them away to my neighbor. And I'd take it to church for all the old people at church. And then the younger ones would be like, I'm old too. I said, no, you're not. But that was the start of my bread making. That was the start of my bread. So here's what we're going to do. Let me make sure it's not sticky. How's it going, Miss Krish? How's it going? Let me see some. Open up those cameras so I can tag you guys and let the people see what y'all are doing. Come on.
I'm watching you.
Oh, you're not making it?
No,
Oh,
I am. No.
okay. So now here's what I do. Because I want dinner rolls, let me show you what I do. Oh, wow. I have these nice cutters. I forgot them. I took them all to the shop. I could have used it this morning. I literally, when my customers come to my shop, they're like, I want that dinner roll because that look bigger. I literally used to weigh my dinner rolls. No joke. That's how serious I am. I used to weigh my dinner rolls. Okay. So I'm going to cut these out and let me see how many we'll get. All right. I don't want loaves. I want rolls. That's why my fingers hurt so much because I much prefer rolls over loaves. And then when my fingers started hurting, I went to loaves. All right. Let me tell you why I like rolls, because rolls give you the perfect amount. It gives you the perfect serving. That's what I meant. All right. So let's see if we can get. What I will do, I'm going to pour just a little drizzle of oil on my counter. I'm so happy somebody's doing it with me. I'm just so proud of my little Jackie. All right. Then I'm going to get my spray. I'm going to, sorry. I'm going to spray, and I have a little flour left for my next buy. Chris was so kind. I'm just dropping everything. Chris was so kind as to go and get it for me. I'm so grateful. I spray my pan. You got to spray, or you can use parchment paper, which is better because, this is aluminum and it's not good for us, right? But I don't have any parchment paper.
Miss Marlene,
Okay, yes, sweet girl.
before you move, if I want to make a loaf and then some of those, what do I do?
Okay, so then why don't you cut it in half? A loaf should be about 7 pounds. I know you don't have a scale. A loaf should be about 7 pounds. All right. So just cut it in half, and here's how your loaf would look. Let me just pretend this is a loaf, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's set it aside. Let's set it aside. Let's set these aside. I want rolls. I don't want loaf. Because then I can actually share with everybody. So I take it. I just kind of watch me. This is my little loaf. This is my loaf. I'm tucking.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I'm tucking. I don't know if you could see it clearly. Let's see if my camera could come in a little closer.
Yeah, I can see it.
And then I turn it over, and that's my loaf. You see it?
Okay, so basically, how much loaves should this have made? What we did?
It'll probably make about two loaves.
Okay, so what I'll do one loaf, and then I'll do the rest in
dinner rolls. Right. So when I'm making my rolls, I probably did that one too fast. So watch me again. I have many so you can catch it, okay? So here, I know those island girls, y'all make loaves of bread, right, Miss K? So you take my palm is my mold. My palm is my mold. I pull. Can you see that? I'm pulling. I'm pulling. And that's the smooth surface on top. Any excess, I just tuck it, take it away, and I tuck. Okay? I tuck it. And this is just how she taught me. She didn't know she was teaching me. I wish I could find that lady and thank her. So I just kind of push it in with my fingers. She did a great job of making those fried dumplings that morning. Michelle, we got to make some fried dumpling. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Let's do that again. I want you to catch it. So I mean, I've made so many dinner rolls. I'm telling you, my fingers are stiff today because of the amount of dinner rolls I made. Okay. I just pull it, pull it, pull it, and tuck and just, you see how neat they are? If it's not neat, what happens is, I'm going to bring the tray over so you can see. If they're not neat, then what happens? They open up. And you don't want it to open up. You really don't want that, right? And just as God is a God of order, my tray will look like an orderly tray. I believe that God wants everything to be orderly. Now, right? And I put it right there. They could be a little small, actually. They don't have no room to grow. So I usually teach some off of the bottom. That's what I do if I think is a little big. I literally go to each one, I take a little off because then I have enough to make one more. Because there's no room for it to grow. You should have a little space for it to grow. But this is how you get.
Are you gonna bake it right on the sheet?
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. I'm gonna wait for it to double in size, about 45 minutes to an hour. All right. So now you have space for it to grow. All right. That's how that should be. So people be like, did you put it in a cupcake pan? No, it doesn't go in a cupcake pan. All right, let's do that again. I want you to get it. I'm hoping I have enough to cover my tray. I'm praying I do. I usually actually cut it to make sure I do. So this tray will give me 5 times. Let me show you. 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 times 6. That's how much I should get on this tray. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
If I have parchment paper, then I don't need the oil.
No, you don't. Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so let me make sure we get 5 times 6, which is 30, right? Let's make sure we get 30. So that's 6, 7, 8. Literally, this is how I do this. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I want to make sure I get 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I got to make sure I get enough. So I want this to be 30. I need 30. I'm determined to get 30 rolls. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to give me 30. So we're going to be a little short. Okay, either a little short or I just make some a little smaller. All right, and they will grow. I'm promising. They're going to grow really nicely. All right. So what I'll do for my YouTubers, I will just probably go back. Just make it. Okay. So watch me again. So I just kind of tuck and pull, tuck and pull. How does your dough feel, Miss Jackie? How your dough feels?
It's nice and I don't know. It's just doughy. It's nice.
It's nice. Good.
If there's such a word, it's doughy.
That's good. All right. So watch me. Any questions as I continue to do this? Start a ministry. Start something. Share with your neighbors. That neighbor that's the most miserable, or you're so scared of, or whatever. Not scared, but just start. Something. Right. Tuck it. And do it. So I like them to be nice and neat. All right. And that's how you do that. Keep going till you're through. Everybody thinks they got that?
Yeah.
I think y'all got this. So who's going to make some bread today? Now, this is not the whole wheat. I do have a whole wheat bread recipe. Next week, we'll do a wheat bread focaccia. A focaccia, it's very easy. There again, I mean, this is a perfect recipe, the focaccia bread. One morning I woke up, I had forgotten to order bread for my restaurant, my little deli. And I realized I didn't have any bread, for no buns for my burgers. Pulled up my bread book, made focaccia bread for the first time in my life. My customer says, don't ever go back to the regular bread. I say, yeah, y'all trying to kill somebody, that's why. But focaccia takes no time, takes no time. Within an hour and 15 minutes, you can have bread, no joke. That's the beauty of it. So I'm not gonna get 30. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, that's okay. It's, oh, you could have added cinnamon or whatever, but this is, I didn't want no cinnamon. No irritants. I could have put coriander in there. I forgot if you wanted to. There's no flavor in this bread today. It's just plain, which is fine. You can use it for burgers. You can use it for, too late for me to put it in there now, obviously. So we're gonna get 10, 20. That's ugly. So we may get 2 dozen, 20. 10, 20. And we get 2 dozen. That's good. All right. And that's good. Any questions? No? This is as clear as day.
It's as clear as mud.
As clear as mud. All right. That means I should be seeing lots of you making bread today or tomorrow or sometime this week. Okay. That's all right. I'm happy with my 2 dozen. I'm happy with my 2 dozen. I'm happy. And if I have a little extra, here's what I do with my extra. Watch me. I just take it, roll it, and I drop it. You see it? That's what I do with my little extra. Then when it bakes, it just comes together. All right. There goes our rolls. I'm sorry it didn't fill the whole pan. It's okay. More than likely what's going to happen is going to grow out there anyhow. That's probably what's going to happen. But there's nothing to stop it. Yeah, there's nothing to stop it. So like I said, I'm going to wait until they double in size. I'm going to cover them with a towel. I wait till they double in size. I bake at 350 degrees, 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about, on the bottom shelf, I normally put it so that they can have a nice crust. I put it for about 15 minutes on my bottom shelf. All right. And then I simply put it to the top shelf for another 15 to 20 minutes or thereabouts. It doesn't take too long to bake. And I just simply cover it. I'm going to cover it. I cover it with my towel. I rest it on my stove. Suppose your oven were on. If the oven is on, you make sure not to put it too close to the back of the oven where the heat is coming up from the oven, or it will kill the yeast. It will kill the yeast. All right, very important point that we need to make. All right.
How long does it take to double?
About 45 minutes, at least 45 minutes. Yes, ma'am, about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna just simply, you can just kind of rest to the side. I'll take some pictures throughout the course of the morning here, and then put the pictures up so you can see them in our chat. And then I'll probably just do a shorts on the baking process. That's how I'll do that, just so I can upload it so everybody can see. But it takes about 40 minutes. So right now it is 7:06. So I'll set a timer for 8 o'clock, and then I'll take a picture, send it to you guys so you can see it. Pop it into a warm oven of 350, please. Not a cold oven. It has to be a warm oven of 350. Not preheated oven. And then you bake it for about 40 minutes. But the first thing I do, I put it on my bottom shelf. Make sure your shelf is not too close to the bottom. Let me show you something. Yeah, it burns. I want you to see. So there goes my oven. So my bottom shelf, you see where it is? It's not way to the bottom there. You can't really see. I don't want, right. It's not way to the bottom. It's on the second to the bottom shelf. Okay? Right. And then when you put it in there, even like here, look at this. See that in the back there? The vents are there. you don't want that to even be so close there because if the oven is on, it will kill your yeast. I've become a really, I baked so much bread over the years. I'm telling you that. What I'm saying to you really, really works. So just try it. All right, just try it. So just make sure not to put it too close to the vents. Make sure that your oven is preheated. Keep it to the bottom for 10 to 15 minutes because you want to develop a crust.
Mhm.
You don't want raw dough. You don't want raw bread. Raw bread is not good. All right. What else is there?
Miss Marlene,
Yes.
can I show you my own?
Yes, but we've been waiting all this while. Hold on. Open your camera and then I will pin you so everyone can see yours. We want to see, where is Jackie? Hi, Lisa. Where is Jackie?
That's me there, but I cannot. How do I turn my
Hold on.
camera?
I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Gallery. Okay, there we go. Let me add you. Let me pin you. Add spotlight. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can see.
I need to figure out how I can turn my camera. Jesus.
Oh, just touch. There's a camera on there and usually it flips.
I cannot turn my camera.
I
don't see it.
usually.
Oh,
yeah,
hold on. I think
yeah.
I see it.
All right, there we go. You open my windows. I like sunlight.
There my
Oh,
rolls.
Look at
Jackie.
Look at Jackie go.
That is my loaf. Jackie go.
Very nice, Jackie.
Jackie
Very
go.
nice. Now, Jackie, like how you have them separated like that, that's how they really should be baked, to be very honest. That's the truth. I have mine close. I like to see them when I tear them apart. They're close. They may take, you have to watch them more closer than mine. Yours will take a little less time. They'll take a
Okay.
little less time to bake. Beautiful. So you got, how you get all of them? Hey, how you get all of that? You get 2 dozen.
But I only
You
got
a
9.
dozen.
I only got what? 3, 6, 9, 12. I only got 12.
You got
and
a
then I got my
dozen.
loaf.
That's nice, girl. Wow. Look at Miss Jackie go. That's awesome, girl.
Jackie got this.
Thank you, nice stuff. Awesome. I love it. Guys, if Jackie can do it, if I can do it, you can too. Okay?
Right.
Come on, let's do it. I'm so proud of you. Jackie's really trying to do
Send
this.
mine in
Guys.
the package, please. Put my own in the package.
Okay, so what you can do, set it, cover them, put them in the warm area of the kitchen.
You said put them on the stove. You said put them on the stove, right?
I put mine on my stove, yeah. I have mine on my stove. That's
stove and I'll
nice.
cover them.
And just cover them.
8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, they should be ready. At 8 o'clock, they should be ready to go into the oven. They should be busting loose, I call it.
And we bake it for how long?
Then, at 10 minutes to 8, you could turn your oven on to preheat your oven. Okay. And then we're going to bake them at about 40 minutes. But are you going to watch those little ones? The little ones probably only take about 20 minutes. Yeah.
At 350?
Yeah. The little ones will only take about 20 because you have them separated. Mine will probably take a little longer because I have them together. But yours will take less time because they will be, and it's actually the best way to go because then you have what you call it? The heat is all over. The heat is all over.
Okay, very good.
Chris, she's not seeing your comment because you have it directly to me. So you have to open. Chris, yeah, you have to put it right to her. Everybody's applauding you, girl.
Okay.
Like, yay. Miss
Thank
Jackie.
you.
That's nice, Jackie. They look really well. So your buns will probably take, like I said, keep a time on it, about 20 minutes, okay?
Okay, very good.
Right, Michelle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'll take less time because they're separated. Yeah, they're separated. So the recipe's in the chat. For those of us who want to try, I'll send the recipe for next week's cooking. I'll do that now because I have it. Like I said, this is one I make all the time at my shop. So I'll send that one now so that everybody can be ready for next week. So I want to see more people involved next week. How about it? I know you guys have to go to work, but if we start at say 5 minutes after 6, then we should be able to do it, right? You'll try it next week. Next week will be the focaccia bread. The focaccia bread. There again, it's a very easy, but we do have to wait for 2 rise periods. That's the only thing. You have to wait for 2. This one, I don't wait for 2. This one is just 1. All right. This is not a traditional bread. There's the traditional bread. You punch down, shape, and all that kind of stuff. All right. Thank you so much, Jackie, for sharing with us this morning. That's
Thank
awesome,
you, no
awesome,
problem.
awesome. Um, there we go. All right. Well, any other questions or comments this morning? Any other testimonies besides Miss Muriel, who had a beautiful testimony this morning about her 2-pound loss before we close out?
Miss Marlene, one question before you go, before we
Mhm.
close. Normally, when I buy my coconut milk and I use half of it, how do you store it? Because I normally have to throw it away after, like if I don't bake again, if I don't use it for another time, it goes bad. What do you do
You
with it?
see my
Freezer.
mouth? Like, what? You put it in the freezer.
Oh, in the freezer.
Yes, ma'am. Pour that out in
Okay.
a jar. I'm a recycle girl. I don't throw away jars. Underneath my counter, I have jars. I got jars. Anything I buy that has a cover, it stays. So keep them, pour your stuff. You don't be buying containers. In other words, you don't be buying these covered containers. Whatever you purchase that has a cover, so long as you have space,
That's
you
not
don't
the
be
problem.
buying back for it. Yeah, just,
Well,
yeah.
I have quite a bit of jars also.
Yeah, just pour it into your jar, put it in your freezer. It stays fresh forever. It stays fresh forever. Wow. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. I'm so excited for whoever's going to try it today. I'm excited for you guys who are on YouTube who will try our spelt bread recipe. I'll have a shorts. Go and look for the shorts later on today. I'll upload it to show you the finished product of our spelt bread. All right. I'm going to end with YouTube. I won't end with you guys because we can't have music on YouTube. So bye YouTube. See you guys next class meeting. Let's see if I can get YouTube